dating back as far as the 15th century. Young women and girls became local celebrities, with claims they had starved themselves for months at a time. In the Netflix film, starring Florence Pugh, this phenomenon is discussed in further detail. Some people view Anna's tragic act of starvation as a religious miracle. And as a result, pilgrims from all over the world come to her cabin in a remote village to experience a spiritual awakening. One of them is a reporter on the hunt for a good story. And Lib has been sent to find out if Anna is really a miracle worker or if she is pulling a complicated hoax. The story is grounded in history even though the characters are not based on real women. Between the 15th and the 19th centuries, young ladies who, like Anna, claimed to starve themselves, often for months at a time, were known as fasting girls. There was frequently a religious component, and many people asserted to have psychic abilities. These ladies came to the attention of the public, whether it was because they attracted religious fervor, or because their authenticity was questioned. In the worst cases, the girls perished, one of whom had parents who had been found guilty of homicide. This phenomenon, according to some psychologists and historians, may have been a predecessor to the illness today known as anorexia. From the 1500s through the 1900s, there were more than 50 reported cases from Western Europe, the USA, Canada, Ireland, and Britain. These self-starving superstars were extremely uncommon, with only one on average every 10 years. The incidents didn't cluster. They occurred at lengthy, random intervals, everywhere from urban Brooklyn to rural Wales, though they may have known of each other in some circumstances. Young ladies who starved themselves were referred to as mystics in the 15th century and lauded for their religion. Julian of Norwich, a lady who lived in perpetual seclusion as an anchoress in her cell that was linked to St. Julian's Church in Norwich during the 15th century, is one of the earliest examples of a mystic. As a type of pilgrimage and to develop religious understanding, followers gathered to see her. She grew severely unwell at this period and experienced several glimpses of Christ, the valuable food of all true life. According to her, is Jesus. Anna appears to be taking these statements literally because she refuses to eat because she thinks she can survive entirely on spiritual purity, or manna from heaven. Fasting girls like Anna from the Wonder became more and more prevalent in the 19th century. One of the most well-known instances was Sarah Jacob, often known as the Welsh fasting girl, who lived in the 1860s. Sarah was instructed to relax in bed after being ill at the age of 9. She started to starve herself in order to remain underweight and avoid having to perform laborious farm work. Soon after joining the ruse, her parents, Evan and Hannah Jacob, claimed she hadn't consumed any food or water for 2 years. Sarah suddenly gained global attention after the tale instantly went viral. 6 nurses were dispatched to test the theory. And after 5 days of keeping an eye on Sarah passed away. Her parents were found guilty of manslaughter. But the medical professionals, doctors and nurses, got away with it. Therese Newman was another actual Anna. After falling from a stool in 1918, she experienced paralysis, stomach issues, and blindness. She said that a saint had visited her in 1927 and told her that she no longer needed food or drink, only Holy Communion. In July 1927, Therese was watched day and night for a fortnight. Despite losing weight at the start of the observation period, Therese reportedly gained 5 or 6 pounds by the end of it. Although this was seen as evidence of her magical abilities, some of her contemporaries thought she was a charlatan who was helped by her father.